reaction, there are few changes. With those changes, you can come up with that it is a chemical reaction happening or not. So these are the following changes that the chemical reaction has taken place. If you want to know it, a chemical reaction is there or not. If any of the changes are going to follow a reaction, then it is a chemical change. So first we come up with change in state. For example, change in state. Here the combustion reaction. For change in state, what we come up with? The combustion reaction of candle wax. When you burn a candle, what happens? The candle, if the candle is burning, like this is your candle, here you can see, if this is your candle, what is there in this wax is there and the flame is there. So when with the flame, the wax is going to melt like this. So when wax is melting, the what is happening? This wax is in solid state. So when it melts, it changes into liquid state, and after some time, when the whole candle is burned, then what happens? You just get only little bit of wax left over here, because most of the wax is being evaporated. So gaseous from solid to liquid, and then gaseous state is changed. So here in this combustion reaction of candle wax, what is happening? Change of state is there, right? So after this, the second point is what? Change in color. So how the change in color is happening? So you can see change in color reaction between one, if we take citric acid, this you're going to see in your practicals. When you see citric acid, when it reacts with purple colored potassium permanganate, you all know that potassium permanganate is in purple color. So what happens when citric acid is going to react with this? What happens? Characterized by a change in color from purple to colorless. So the purple color of the potassium permanganate changes and it becomes colorless. So it is a reaction where the change in color is happening. So this is also a chemical reaction. So you all are worried about the notes. You can take a screenshot of the notes if you want to note it down. You can make the notes of your own also, or you can go through with these notes also. After that, we come to the third point, that is evolution of gas. For example, for the reaction of evolution of gas, what we see, when zinc is what? Zinc is a metal. When zinc reacts with sulfuric acid, it is an acid. So when this is going to react with this, you're going to get it zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas is released in this reaction. So these are the three changes that you have seen in a chemical reaction. After what you see, change in temperature. In some reactions, what we see, that change in temperature is also there. So for that, reaction between quicklime water to form slaked lime. When we see the reaction of quicklime with water, what we see, they form slaked lime. It is characterized by change in temperature. Temperature is changed, then rise in temperature happens. You all have seen about the white washers earlier. The white washers are there, they are soaking that is the quicklime, right? So for that, they are going to soak a night before the quicklime. And what is happening, if you just put your hand on that, your hand can be burnt. So high temperature rise is there in this reaction. So this is change in temperature example. After it, formation of precipitate. Now what is precipitate? Precipitate is what? It is the substance. First we go with the example. So you can see the example, it is not clear, right? So barium chloride, you can see barium chloride here. Barium chloride when reacts with sulfuric acid, these two are in aqueous solution. You can see that they are in liquid state. When these two things are going to be react, what is happening? Barium sulfate precipitate is some salt like substance that is going to form, that is left undissolved in the solution, and HCl is going to be in aqueous form. So sometimes in the reactions precipitates are also formed. After this we come up with the next topic. Here in the next topic what we see, you see that another topic, what is chemical equation. So in chemical equation what is there? It is a way to represent the chemical reaction in a concise and informative way. So writing a chemical equation, what is difference between chemical reaction and chemical equation? Chemical reaction is happening. To write that chemical reaction, you use an equation that is known as the chemical equation. In simple words, if we go with the definition, a chemical equation is the symbolic representation of a chemical reaction in the form of symbol and formula, where in the reactant entities are given on the left, and on the right hand side the product entities are formed. The same reaction I have written, you can see the reaction that is written here. You can see magnesium plus oxygen react and form magnesium oxide. What is the way to write the reaction? The reactant has to be on the left hand side and the product will be on right hand side. Whenever a reaction is happening, the two reactants will be there, then only the product is formed. So you can write the reaction like this also, or you can write in symbolized form. We use simply the symbolized form to write the reaction. Why? Because it is a simple way to write the reaction. We can't write the reaction again and again with the spellings and all. So this is the way to write a reaction, and this is known as the symbolized form is known as the chemical equation. After this, what is reactant and what is product? So a reactant, substance which take part in a chemical reactions are called reactants. Those substances that are taking part here in these reactions, magnesium and oxygen is taking part and magnesium oxide is formed. So this is product. So new substance, magnesium oxide is new substance. So new substance that is formed after a chemical reaction is called the product. Here magnesium and oxygen are reactant and magnesium oxide is product. With this chemical equation you come up with that the chemical equations can be divided as balanced chemical equation and unbalanced chemical equation. Now what is balanced? Here a question comes to your mind, what is balanced equation, what is unbalanced equation? Now with the definition and with the example we come up with the topic balanced chemical equation. So as the name suggests, balance. So balance has to be balanced in both the side. So reaction is balanced when left hand side and right hand side are equalized. Now how they will be equalized? They will equalize it when it has the number of atoms of each element equal on both sides. You can see the elements are there, and with the elements numbers are written. You can see the numbers are written. So these are the atoms are symbolizing with the element. So when the number of atoms are equalized on both the side, left hand side and right hand side, so it will be balanced. We have to learn how to balance the equations also. So here in this reaction what we see, zinc plus H2SO4 that is sulfuric acid and ZnSO4 that is zinc sulfate plus hydrogen. Here whenever a reactant and product will be formed, whatever reactant you're going to use, the product of the same elements are going to be formed, and The balanced chemical equation is based on the law that you have already studied, or if you have not, you come with that. According this all balanced equation, we have to balance. Why? It has to be balanced according to the law of conservation of mass, and that law says that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. To obey this law, the total mass of the elements present in the reactant side must be equal to the total number of mass of the elements on the product side. Here in the reaction you can see that the number of atoms of zinc here is 1. You can see here it is 1. Now then we come with the hydrogen here. How many atoms? 2. Whatever it is written here, they are the number of atoms. So hydrogen is 2 here also you can see 2. Sulfur is 1, sulfur is 1. Oxygen is 4, oxygen is 4. So you can say we can say that reactant side, the number of atoms present on the elements are equal to the number of atoms present on the product sides are equal. So here this equation is balanced. Another unbalanced chemical equation: if the number of atoms of the element in reactant side is not equal to the product side, then this equation is said to be as unbalanced equation. So here a reaction is written, for example, iron plus water gives you ferric oxide plus H2, that is hydrogen. Here what we see on left hand side or the reactant side, this is your right hand side or the product side. If we come up with oxygen, right, oxygen, how many oxygens are there here? 1. Okay, if we come here, oxygens are 4. So this is unbalanced. Now again if we go with the iron is 1, here iron is 3. So we have written 3 here. If we go with the hydrogen is 2 here, hydrogen is 2 here. So but with the oxygen, this one or with the iron, these are not equal. So the equation is said to be as unbalanced equation. And if you have gone through this 2 topics of today's class, I'm just going with the notes. If you want to take the screenshot of the notes, you can take, and if you want to make it, you can make it. Now for today's class, you can have some questions for practice. Here the 5 questions. First question I just read out. What do you mean by chemical reaction? What happens when magnesium ribbons burn in air? What is skeletal chemical equation? State some basic difference between physical change and chemical change. Name the law which is kept in mind while we balance the chemical equation. Multiple choice questions. There are 3. A chemical reaction has taken place can be represented by 4 options: evolution of gas, change in color, heat release, all of the above. Both carbon dioxide and hydrogen gases are heavier than air, colorless, acidic in nature, soluble in water. Third, in which of the following heat energy will be evolved? Electrolysis of water, dissolution of ammonium chloride in water, burning of LPG, decomposition of silver bromide in presence of sunlight. So these are the questions of practice that you can do it. So here is the end up of today's class. Thank you all.